if I had to again take a position on it, I'm gonna take the brand name, which is Bitcoin. I'm going to assume that it's the wrong price for the possibilities that it has. And I'm going to assume that the path forward from here is north.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Thinking Crypto channel. I hope you're doing well. I've got some very big news to share with you. Guys, before we go further, we are closely approaching 50,000 subscribers. So please hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment below, and hit the subscribe button if you're new here. It helps support the channel and it doesn't cost you anything. Guys, Bitcoin is back over $19,000 once again. However, like I've been saying in my videos recently, and I even tweeted about it last night, we could see a pullback to 17,000 or even below that. Just looking at the market cycles and how things have trended in the past, I think this is the way it's going to play out. Now, I hope I'm wrong. I hope we continue to just go up, right? But market cycles, guys, building higher highs and higher lows, new support levels, right? So here we are moving sideways. I think we could go down and then we make our way back up. We are in a bull market. There will be corrections on the way up and nothing goes up in a straight line. Remember that, right? So be prepared. Have these things in the back of your mind. Sometimes we all get excited and euphoric with the volatility that goes upwards, right? And then we forget, hey, there's corrections on the way. Nothing goes up in a straight line. So that's what I'm thinking. That doesn't mean we're not going to see higher prices. We are, but everything will take time and there's going to be market cycles, right, guys? And this time around, it's very different. It's more stable. Why? Institutional investors are here. Before in 2017, it was retail investors and it was like Bitcoin was 19,000 one day and then boom, crash, right? It was not sustainable because a lot of weak hands, a lot of people who didn't understand what Bitcoin was, but they wanted to get money, right? This time around, you have the big players who have strong hands. They're buying and they're putting it into cold storage and hodling, right? They're not, oh my God, Bitcoin crashed 1,000 this week. I need to dump it. They don't think like that. They think macro level. And that's how I try to get you guys to think as well. Now, one of the institutional players is a publicly traded company, MicroStrategy. And of course, their CEO is very bullish on Bitcoin. Well, Kevin Rook did a study here breaking down their recent offering to raise cash, right? We're selling their debt and so forth, and how they're going to use that money to buy Bitcoin. Well, guys, if they use that money they've raised, the $650 million, and buy Bitcoin before the end of 2020, they could end up having 75,000 Bitcoin by the time 2020 is over because they already own about 40,000 or just over 40,000, right? Let me break it down for you. He does a full breakdown. So I don't want to go through everything because, you know, it's a lot of back and forth about how they raise the money and so forth. So essentially the money they raise, right? And let me back up here. I'll read this part for you because here's the bet that Michael Saylor is trying to go with. MicroStrategy must pay $4.9 million in each of the next 5 years as interest on their debt offering. That adds up to $24.4 million in interest payments, plus a lump sum payment of the $650 million original debt offering in December 2025. That's a grand total of $674.4 million paid off over the course of 5 years. So that is a lot of money, right? But there's a bonus option for MicroStrategy. If their Bitcoin bet pays off and they want to deleverage, or if their stock price rises above $400, they have the option to convert some of or all of the debt into equity or cash. From the $650 million offering, MicroStrategy expects to keep $634.9 million that they can invest in Bitcoin. That's a lot of money, guys. The other $15.1 million goes towards various fees and commissions. So, long story short, let me give you the quick rundown. With this $634.9 million of cash from investors, they can buy just under 35,000 more coins. Speaking of Bitcoin, since they already have 40,824 Bitcoin, they will likely hold over 75,000 Bitcoin by the end of December. Wow. Wow, guys. I tweeted about it. Michael Saylor is the biggest Bitcoin bull ever. I've never seen anybody this bullish. And this guy is not some idiot. He's not some gambler. When you listen to his background, his story, he's a very smart guy. He went to MIT, and he was an early adopter of tech stocks like Amazon and Google, and that made him very wealthy, in addition to, of course, having a company, right? But he did it, he explained this in the SALT interview, so be sure to check that out, where he talks about his background, how he got into tech stocks early when people were calling him crazy, and he even told his company, MicroStrategy, to invest in the tech stocks. They didn't listen to him, but he made his personal fortune from that. And now he sees the disruption Bitcoin is causing, and he's going all in. So this is very bullish, guys. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. I'm telling you guys, this man, Michael Saylor, said on CNBC, Apple and Google are coming with their billions in cash reserves. And I've interviewed some small, medium-sized businesses. You guys have seen the interviews. These people are putting their cash reserves in Bitcoin because it's hard money. It's capped 21 million. There's not going to be more mined in a sense of you can't go beyond the 21 million. It's deflationary. It becomes harder to mine over the years, right? And it is becoming a digital gold. This era is gold, right? People are moving money out of gold ETFs and putting into Bitcoin. Those are just the facts, guys. And this is very bullish. That's a lot of Bitcoin for a company, it's not a hedge fund, a publicly owned company. And remember, he addressed the FUD, right? Where he said, hey, this is just like 40% of our cash reserves. This is nothing. We're still a company doing our business and making money and profit and so forth, right? So smart, in my opinion, because he's not putting 100% of the cash reserves. That would not be smart to put 100% of your cash reserves into Bitcoin. But I think he's smart in what he's doing. He knows taking this debt on, right, or selling this debt and owning the interest is going to pay off, because when you look at Bitcoin's outlook, the next parabolic cycle, the stock to flow model is predicting $100,000. And beyond that, into 2025, the next halving, we could see possibly, maybe a $500,000 Bitcoin, right? That is very probable. Is it a certainty? No. So just keep that in mind. So very bullish outlook, and my goodness, sometimes I don't even have the superlatives or the words to say about this. This is so bullish. And one thing I want to show you guys here, Fortune magazine. Now look how the narrative is changing. Look at this headline. The American heartland needs jobs. That's a fact, right? Could Bitcoin mining become its next savior? Wow. You may have seen this on crypto blogs like CoinDesk, Cointelegraph, things that are very crypto focused. So you may say, hey, they have a crypto bias. Now you're going to see these articles on Bloomberg, on Fortune, on Forbes, all kinds of stuff. The narrative is changing. This is the new asset class. The wealthy investors, many who have already bought up, the Paul Tudor Jones and all these guys in the bear market, many of them are coming out talking good about Bitcoin now. And now the narrative is like, hey, we need regulations. We got to build the infrastructure. Let's create jobs, right? Brian Brooks, just on TV the other week, the head of the OCC, said, no one's going to ban Bitcoin. We're not going to kill this market because there's money to be made here, jobs, and so on and so forth. So I've been talking about this for years. Remember the story I keep sharing with you guys? Whinstone, and this was reported since last year, they are building the world's largest Bitcoin mining factory in Texas. Guys, Rockdale, Texas. I never heard of Rockdale in my life, right? It's some small town, but the energy is cheap. They're gonna use solar power, right? And there's other mining farms there too. Layer 1, which is backed by Peter Thiel. You have power plants in the United States that are using excess energy to mine Bitcoin. I don't care how you feel about Bitcoin. You hate it, you love it, you whatever. You think it's old or slow, whatever. the free market, the wealthy investors, the big money, the businesses are moving towards it. So that is why I hold Bitcoin in my portfolio. I see what's on the horizon here. This thing is going to be big. And it's not just going to be Bitcoin, of course. It's going to be the entire crypto market, digital assets, and so on and so forth. So very bullish. And look at this sub headline here. This, once again, this is from last year. The company anticipates an initial capital investment of $150 million and 200 new jobs. See what I'm talking about, guys? The narrative's going to change, and we're going to see the government back it. You're going to see all types of renewable energy and so forth being put towards Bitcoin. So very bullish outlook, guys. And that's why, once again, I hold Bitcoin in my portfolio. Next item, which is very bullish for Ethereum. You guys may have seen my video recently where I talked about Ethereum could hit $10,000 in the next parabolic cycle. Here it is. This was based on the Visa adoption news of integrating USDC, which runs on Ethereum, and as well as Ethereum getting enterprise adoption. Once again, Amazon's going to use Ethereum for its blockchain solutions, for its Amazon web server clients. So big things ahead. And the proof of stake, I talked about a lot of Ethereum getting locked up and people earning interest in the burn rate. So you're going to have supply and demand economics there. So WordPress adds official Ethereum ad plugin. Online advertising is going crypto with Ethereum. So this speaks to the growing crypto ecosystem and Web 3.0, if you want to put it, of monetization and so forth. Obviously, XRP has been doing that with Coil. We got the Brave browser. So things are changing rapidly here. A new crypto plugin will allow WordPress publishers to receive ad earnings directly into their Ethereum wallets, according to a December 10 plugin description posted on the WordPress official website. Called Ethereum Ads, the plugin will enable content publishers to auction advertisement space for Ethereum using smart contracts. After you inserted our widget, your ad space is automatically openly auctioned off using our smart contract every 2 weeks to the highest bidder, the official description reads. Wow. According to the Ethereum Ads website, the WordPress plugin plans to compete with Google Adsense. Google's going to get disrupted by the Brave browser and basic attention token Ethereum, Coil, right? Allowing publishers to earn ETH through banner ads. Ethereum Ads specifically promises to provide publishers with lower commissions. Google AdSense only pays you 68% of your earnings, your ad earnings. We, on the other hand, pay you a whopping 90%. Guys, disruption happening right before our eyes. Now, not everything that comes out is going to be perfect. I always like to remind you guys, version 1.0 of anything, even of Google back in the day, of YouTube back in the day, was not perfect. But there's a change happening, disruption, and that's why I'm so bullish on this entire market. I have Ethereum in my portfolio as well. So Ethereum has a big bullish outlook. The traders are getting, investors are getting more bullish on it. So you can see here, Ethereum options trade volume surge in November to hit 1.76 billion for the month, the highest ever. There's like, predictions of new all-time highs coming. Now, to be fair, Bitcoin moves the market and everything moves with Bitcoin, right? Yes, you have alt season. So if Bitcoin hits a new all-time high, of course, these other coins are going to hit all-time highs eventually, right? So we are headed to new all-time highs, guys. Be patient. Market cycles, bull, bear, and accumulation phases. Remember the price points that are being tested from a technical analysis standpoint. So you're going to have some boring times in the bull market where things move sideways, but you have to have a holistic macro level outlook. And once again, it's not just technical analysis, it's what's happening in the market as far as demand. And we're seeing some big time investors getting in. Guys, what do you think about this news? This MicroStrategy news where they could end up with 75,000 Bitcoin is crazy. And remember, they bought their Bitcoin at like $19,916 per coin, right? Or like 500 or something. I think that number might be a little bit off. But Mike, they don't care. They're looking long term. So this, they buy at 20,000, they honestly don't care because they're looking at $100,000 and beyond. So leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button. I'll talk to you guys later.